Hey friends, it's Miss Kate from Green Hill. Earlier today we read the story, The Dreamtime Fairies, and now I'll be walking you through how to make your very own fairy home. Let's get started. First, I'll be cutting a piece of paper that is 4 inches wide and 6 inches long. This should cover an average toilet paper tube. I'll only be using white paper for this house, so grab your markers because we're going to start drawing. My door is like an upside down U and I'm drawing some lines to look like wood. You can draw your doors and windows any shape you want, but I'll be drawing circles for my windows. So now start thinking about what kind of things you'd see on a fairy's home. How many windows would there be? Would there be plants and flowers outside, or animals? I'm drawing some grass with just some zigzaggy shapes and maybe some vines, but you have the freedom to draw whatever you want on your own fairy house. Moving on to the roof, I traced a pot in my kitchen that was about 5 inches wide. Now I'm carefully cutting around those edges. Then I'll make a nice big cut a little bit farther than halfway through because we'll be folding it over to make a cone shape. An optional step is to cut some shapes around the edges. I'm cutting some wavy lines to look like flower petals. Now you can decorate the roof however you want. You could draw dots, scribble, or just color it in. Now we can put all the pieces together. I'll be wrapping my house drawing around the tube using white glue, and I'll hold it down for a minute or two. If you would rather tape it or use some other kind of glue, that works too. I left this white space on my roof because I knew I'd be covering it in glue and sticking it underneath one side of my cone. Once my glue is nice and dry, I can attach my roof. Once you have it in a way you like, just let it sit for a few minutes and you'll have your very own fairy house. Now another way to make a house is by using construction paper. So you can trace things like coins or anything you have around the house and then cut those shapes out and glue them together instead of drawing them. Make sure to glue your shapes down before you draw on them because as you can see, it's a little tricky to draw on them when they're moving around. The process for making this roof is very much like the first one, but instead of drawing, I'll be cutting out shapes and gluing them all around my roof. I want to cover this roof in white circles, so if you want to do this, you can either trace or freehand them. I think it looks nice when they're not perfect anyways. If you make a fairy house and want to show it off, send us a JPEG image to greenhill@greenhillnc.org or #virtualgreenhill.